Okay, we saw a lot of phrases previously and those were all prepositional phrases. That is, with every word there was a preposition attached to it. Now we are going to see verbal phrases. Now these phrases will be made up of a verb, okay, and how to make them into sentences we are going to see. Okay, now step off. Okay, step is a verb, off is a preposition. Step off means to get down. Step off from a position, step off from a place, all this is getting down. Okay. Now I will just write here, this will be verbal phrases. Okay, we are going to see verbal phrases now. The first one we will do is step off. Step off means get down. The Prime Minister stepped off the helicopter to see the flood hit area. Okay, the Prime Minister stepped off the helicopter to see the flood hit areas. He got down, to get down. Okay, next one. In the wake of. In the wake of is as a result of. Drastic global changes have taken place in the wake of the invention of the computer. In the wake of. In the wake of, as a result of. Okay. Drastic climatic changes have occurred in the wake of scientific advancement and global warming. Drastic climatic changes have occurred in the wake of scientific advancement and global warming. Okay, next one, turn out to be. Turn out to be will be proved to be. um, Mr. Gopal put in a lot of trust but he turned out to be a hypocrite. Okay. Turn out to be. Mr. Gopal put in a lot of trust in his friend, but he turned out to be a hypocrite. He trusted his friend a lot, but what happened? He later got to know that he was a hypocrite. Who is a hypocrite? One who pretends to be very good to you, but behind your back he does all sorts of wrong things mean against you. Okay, like not only talking about you, but also trying to pull you down and all that is a hypocrite. But he pretends in front of you to be a very nice person. Okay, so that is a hypocrite. Next one we will see hard to come by. Hard to come by, difficult to obtain. Difficult to okay. The use of and sale of, okay. The use and sale of electronic goods and cosmetics is hard to come by in remote villages. Okay, that is the use and sale of electronic goods and cosmetics is hard to come by in remote villages. Means in remote areas and rural areas and villages, the use of cosmetics or electronic goods cannot be obtained. Okay, it cannot be maintained because they are still very backward in their thoughts and ideas. Okay, next one, play truant, that is skipping classes often. Sometimes the children bunk classes, they say bunking, that is they abstain from classes. Okay, absenting frequently and all that. Those always naughty students, they try to play truant by not attending classes. Okay. To abstain. Or skip classes. Okay, those who do not attend classes regularly cannot score good marks, isn't it? Okay. Students who play truant cannot score high marks. Okay, do you understand? People who abstain from classes or bunk classes, they cannot score high marks at all because they are not in the class to listen to what the teacher is saying. They are skipping or they are bunking classes. Okay, now shall we see all the 5 verbal phrases? First one, step off means get down. The Prime Minister stepped off the helicopter to see the flood hit areas. Now you can even use stepped off for a sentence like this. The Chief Minister stepped off from her position to give place for the younger generation, like stepping off from a high post also we can say, that is to get down from a high post. Okay. The king stepped down from the throne to make his son the future king. Okay. So, do you understand this line? Step off means to get down. Okay. Next one, in the wake of, that is as a result of. Okay. Drastic climatic changes have occurred in the wake of the scientific advancement and global warming. Because of the scientific advancement and more of carbon dioxide pollution and ozone layer depletion, what has happened? Drastic, that is very bad climatic changes have occurred. Okay, so you understand this sentence. Next one, turn out to be, that is prove to be. The adopted child, the childless couple adopted a beautiful baby and it later turned out to be a very bad mannered person. Okay, that is proved to be. Mr. Gopal put in a lot of trust in his friend, but he turned out to be a hypocrite. We can even say he turned out to be a traitor or a hypocrite. Traitor means one who cheats the country, one who sells information of one country to the other. But here hypocrite is one who pretends to be a good person, whereas go and talk bad about that person to the others. Hard to come by means difficult to obtain. The use and sale of electronic goods and cosmetics is hard to come by in remote villages. That is, in cities and all, everywhere we can buy electronic goods, everywhere we can buy cosmetics, but in remote villages the use and also sale of it is very difficult to obtain. Okay. So, the use and sale of electronic goods and cosmetics is hard to come by in remote villages. Okay. Play truant. Now we can to abstain from or skip classes. We can even say, like when we went to Ooty, the sun was playing truant and we could not enjoy the scenery. What does it mean? That is, the sun was hiding among the clouds and there was not much sunlight, or the mist, due to the mist and fog, the sunlight was not seen, and so we could not enjoy the beautiful scenery. So, play truant is abstain from or skip classes. So, this is a general meaning. Students who play truant cannot score high marks. Okay, those who bunk classes or skip classes cannot score good marks in the class. Okay, have you understood all the 5 verbal phrases? I am sure you are going to use all these phrases in sentences of your own. Okay, next, the 6th one, head back, to head back, or heading back we can say. Okay, that means to return. Okay, to head back means to return. The athletes after the completion of the Commonwealth Games, were heading back to their hometowns. To head back or heading back? Head back or heading back. Okay, it's only the difference in tenses. Okay, next one, at the mercy of. Okay, at the mercy of means at the control of, under the control of. One has to learn to be patient when one is at the mercy of nature. Okay, now what does this line mean? One has to learn to be patient when one is at the mercy of nature. For example, you go to Ooty or Kodaikanal and in case it is very misty, you cannot enjoy the scenery, you cannot enjoy going out. So, you are at the mercy of nature. Can you stop the fog or the smog or mist? No, you have to wait for the mist to clear. You have to wait for the rain to stop. If it starts raining, you are at the mercy of nature, isn't it? So that's what it means. So one has to learn to be patient. Unless we are patient, we cannot do anything, because we have to wait for nature to clear out, or nature to stop raining, or nature to take away all the misty condition. So we have to be at the control, under the control of nature. Okay, have you understood? Okay. Next one, pay one's obeisance. Pay one's obeisance. To show respect. To pay one's obeisance means to show respect. Okay. At the 70th anniversary of anniversary celebration of our independence, they paid obeisance to the war heroes war heroes and freedom fighters. Okay, pay obeisance means to give, to show respect. Do you understand now? Okay, next one, to come to life. Okay, come to life. To come to life means become active. The stadium came to life once the matches began. Okay, come to life is also came to life, you can say. Okay, the stadium came to life means the stadium cannot become alive or anything. It became very active once the matches started. Okay, to head back we have written. Okay, now one more I'll give you. To take a detour. To take a detour means to take a roundabout journey. Okay, to take a detour means to take a long route in order to avoid a problem or traffic. Okay. That means to take a roundabout way. Okay. The bus took uh, the bus took a detour in order to avoid the heavy traffic sometimes when the roads are crowded with buses and traffic, if there is a traffic jam, then it's no use waiting on that road, isn't it? So you take a detour that is by car or a bus or bike. You take a roundabout way. Instead of waiting in one place for nearly half an hour, you can just take a roundabout way and go to that same destination where you want to go by taking a roundabout way. So that is called a detour. Okay, take a or took a detour. Okay, so the bus took a detour in order to avoid the heavy traffic. Though the main road is just from here to there, but if the traffic is not moving, what do? They have to take a roundabout way. That is called a detour. Okay, now shall we go through all the phrases now? To head back means to return. Okay. The athletes, after the completion of the Commonwealth Games, were heading back to their hometown. Heading back means were returning back to their hometown. After completing the Commonwealth Games, they were returning back to their hometowns. Like Commonwealth Games, it will be people from different parts of the country. So now they were all going back to their hometown. Heading back means to return. At the mercy of means under the control of. One has to learn to be patient when one is at the mercy of nature. I told you, when you go out and to a hill station or so, when it's misty, you cannot do anything about the mist. Though we are scientifically advanced, can we do some spraying here and there and take away the mist, or can we do something to stop a rain? Nature is not under our control. It's only under the control of the Almighty God. So we have to learn to be patient. When it's raining heavily, we have to sit indoor and wait for the weather to clear. So one has to learn to be patient when one is at the mercy of nature. At the mercy of means under the control of nature. Okay, next one. Pay one's obeisance to. Obeisance means to show respect. To pay obeisance means to show respect. At the 70th anniversary celebration of our Independence Day or Independence Day, they paid obeisance to the war heroes and freedom fighters. To the war heroes and freedom fighters. They usually keep wreaths and they give a salute and all to war heroes during Independence Day celebration, isn't it? So that's what, like, paying obeisance means to show respect. To come to life, that means to become active. The stadium came to life once the matches began. Till then people were all sitting quietly. Once the matches began, they all started whistling and clapping hands and encouraging the people who were playing the match. So that's what become active means. Okay. to take a detour, to take a roundabout way, to take roundabout way. The bus took a detour in order to avoid the heavy traffic. So, it took a roundabout way in order to avoid the traffic. Okay, so all these 5, I am sure you are going to make use of all these 5 phrases in sentences of your own, and you are going to enrich your English language.